everyone, today I've got your Divergent movie review. I know I actually wasn't sure if I wanted to see this movie in the long run, but I just had to. I know I'm starting to regret it. As expected, it was like Twilight. Maybe they need to stop making these book-to-movie adaptations, where it's a different concept, but the same love story in the end. Hunger Games is the only exception. I mean, there was Twilight, which I hated. Beautiful Creatures, which I hated. Host, which I hated. Mortal Instruments, it was okay. Is there anything else that I missed? Good. This movie is set in a dystopic world in Chicago, which does give off the Hunger Games vibe, but it's just not the same. I mean, if you put Katniss against Shailene Woodley's character Tris, I would say that Katniss would win hands down. Nothing wrong with that actress per se. I'm still looking forward to seeing her in A Fault in Our Stars. Maybe action isn't her strong suit. So what? But I wanted her as Mary Jane Watson. Guess my dreams are crushed now. Just kidding. She looked like she could kick some ass, considering what faction she chose to be in. All of these book-to-movie adaptations are getting really ridiculous, but there looks to be no signs of stopping that. I'm talking to you, 50 Shades of Grey. The concept of the story is very interesting, especially when everyone who is of age gets put in all of these different factions, and they take a test to see which one that they belong in. I just took a test, and I belong to Candor. Word. If you want to take the quiz, check out the link in the description and see where you belong. When Tris finds out by Maggie Q that she is divergent, which means she fits into multiple factions, well, stuff gets really freaky. Way freakier than that test, which looked like another acid trip. Just saying. Things are not what they seem, and Tris won't tell her family what happened, but the show must go on, and nothing will stop Kate Winslet from getting in the way. I mean, her character is this higher up person. She's kind of looking snobby as hell, but it was believable. I anticipated for her to have Tris already on her radar before she gets ready to strike. Meow. Some aspects of this movie seemed very unreal to me. Seriously? Crazy punk-ass kids doing a James Bond routine by jumping off a train and onto a building rooftop? Please. That stunt alone was pretty amazing, but these kids were acting like a bunch of monkeys. They must be on some kind of drugs to be doing stuff like that. The one shot where Tris jumps down into a huge hole almost made me sick, but in a good way. I mean, it looked really freaky, like some Daredevil stuff. Gotta do what you gotta do. At least Zoe Kravitz looked like she was having a good time until she was forced to prove how strong she really was. But then there are certain guys in this movie who definitely put Robert Pattinson to shame. You've got Theo James, who plays Four. That's his name, by the way. Seems like he was born to play this role. He just looked so serious. I think he might be the next it guy in future movies. At least, that's the impression I got from watching him. This movie reminded me of Boot Camp starring Mila Kunis, except without all of the abuse. Miles Teller is pretty cool, but that's just about it. He really doesn't bring anything special to this movie, except he was already with Shailene Woodley in The Spectacular Now, which I still have to see, by the way. Anyone spot the newly booted Kyle Reese in Terminator Genisys? As much as I hate to say it, but this was not a perfect movie. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad either. It just felt like every other related movie I've seen. I can't wait to see what happens in the sequel, because I didn't read the books. 90 minutes in to the film, Tris was making some crazy decisions and getting into intense situations. I was on the edge of my seat watching her taking all these tests. She does look pretty badass whipping out those big guns trying to save the day. Overall, I found this movie to be pretty decent and worth a watch. So bring on the sequels. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Divergent. What do you think of all these young adult book to movie adaptations? I sure as heck don't like them. As always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, coming every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.